Hello and welcome to our mini ball workout. So we're going to start off by laying down on our back and have a little guest in the video. Wanted to come join. Alright, so when we're laying on our back, our knees are going to be bent and we're going to put the ball between our knees. And we're going to go into a double leg lift into tabletop. And if this is too hard, just take the ball out and go into single leg lifts. While we're here, we're engaging our deep core muscles. So imagine like where your bony bits are your hips, you're bringing them to the center of your body. Physically impossible, but that is where we want to try and engage our deep core muscles. As you lower your feet down, we're trying not to arch through our back. My arms are blocking like where my spine is. And from here, we're going to pulse the ball up in that tabletop position. So little strong squeeze on the ball, up in tabletop if you can. If you need to at any point, just pop your feet down. And now we're going to squeeze it as hard as we can and hold that position. So in as hard as you can, and now we're back to pulsing. So little squeezes, strong squeezes. You can see Connor in the window trying to make sure the dog doesn't walk through. And holding now. A strong squeeze, trying to keep it there. Focus on your breathing. And now we're back to pulses. That's it, short, sharp pulses. And holding, keeping our back flattened down onto the floor. Nice gentle breath, squeeze in as hard as you can. And now if you can, our arms are going to go over our head and we're going to chest lift, lower the legs down, coming back up. So now we've added the arms in as the first movement, lift the legs up and down as the second part of the movement. That's it. And now if you find the chest lift is too hard, just still do the arms, but just don't lift your chest up. So as I'm lifting up, I keep my arms straight, I'm lifting through my shoulders, curling through those upper abs, trying not to pull all through my neck muscles. So it's like I'm trying to contract those upper abs down to my pelvis. Breathing out as I pull down. That's it. Alright, now we're going to stay up there and we're going to go into our pulses now. So staying chest lifted, nice strong little squeezes, keeping those hands there, and we're going to hold there, squeezing in as hard as you can, keep curling, keep going, trying not to let that chest drop, back into pulses, nice strong little squeezes in that tabletop position, and holding in again, trying to keep it at that same position, don't let it slowly come out. Keep curling, back to the pulses. This is our last round of these. Try not to hold our breath. Nice strong breaths in and out, holding for the last time. Last one, you can do it. Stay up, keep that chest lifted, and we're going to pulse through our arms now. It's like you're going to smack the ground, but don't actually do it. Stay lifted. Hold that position, keep going. And resting there, slowly come out of that. Rock your knees side to side if you need to. Now, we're going to do like a little reverse crunch. So I like to have my hands just underneath my bum, and you can go up as high as that you can manage. So keep the ball squeezed between your knees. I'm using my pelvis to tuck, to lift, and all my ab muscles to push up. Rolling back down slowly. So we don't want to plonk down. We want to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Same as on the way up. So tuck, curling up, rolling back down. Tuck and controlling back down each time, trying to focus on our breath, not holding it. Use your hands for support as you need. And doesn't matter if you can't get up high, just work on just lifting your hips off just a little bit and controlling back down. All right, have a rest there. Same thing, rock your knees side to side if you need to. And from here, we're going to take the ball out and we're going to, you can either do it bent legs like I'm demonstrating or one leg at a time. And we're going to thread it under the bent leg. So a little bit of coordination here. We're in a chest lift, alternating through, lengthening one leg out. But if that's too challenging, just keep both legs bent. Trying to curl through the upper abs, lift the shoulders the whole time. And now we're going the opposite way, getting that brain going. Go slower if you need to, if the coordination's troubling you. Otherwise you can go a little bit quicker. And resting there. Same thing, rock your knees side to side. Abs are probably on fire, or I hope so at least. Alright, from here we're going to put the ball at the base, just above our pelvis and supporting the lower back. And we're going to do some slow Russian twists. So as you can see, it doesn't look like much, but after all those other ab exercises, these will burn. So hands are just interlaced together. I'm twisting. I'm really thinking about squeezing through my obliques, so the sides of your body, so your waist area, controlling back and having a little rest there. And we're going to do 2 more rounds of that. So coming back down for our second round, controlling, nice controlled squeezes each side. That's why we're going nice and slow to really work through that full range and a nice strong contraction each side. That's it, focusing on that breathing, relaxing there. We got 1 more round of this. Let's go. Leaning back into the ball for the support, still engaging those deep core muscles. Still having a slight little curl and relaxing there. All right, so from here we're going to take the ball out and we're just going to have it in our hands. So we're actually going to start with our hands close to our chest like this, and you're going to squeeze on the ball. So nice strong squeezes. So we're using those chest muscles and the arm muscles for these ones. So nice strong pulses, and we're holding it in. Nice strong hold like we were doing with our knees, we're doing with our hands now. Strong, 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 big squeeze. And now we're going up into straight arms. So with this, it's really important to keep the arms straight the whole time, pulsing to start off with. So think about trying not to bend the elbows for this one. And we're going to squeeze in as hard as you can. This one's a little bit more challenging than the bent arm one, especially for those squeezes. And now we're going back to our bent arms. Pressing the ball into each other, so nice and strong through the palms. Feel those chest muscles working and focusing on that breathing, holding in now. That's it, keep going. And up to our straight arms now, pulsing through that. Keep the elbows locked out. Strong squeezes through the palms and holding in now, squeezing as hard as you can, trying to maintain that squeeze the whole time. And 1 more round of each. So back to our bent arms, squeezing, pulsing. Push, 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 nice and strong. Feel it through those chest muscles. And holding it in for the last time for our bent arm one. Nearly there. There we go. All right, pulsing for our straight arms. Nice strong squeezes each time, and now we're going to hold it in, our last one of these. Keep going, focusing on the breath and relaxing there. All right, so now we're going to have the ball on our opposite knee, holding with our opposite hand, and we're going into like a dead bug style. So tabletop with the leg and the other arm straight overhead. With this one, you want to squeeze the ball to the knee as hard as you can, and the knee counteracting that. So you're trying to push your knee all the way into your hand as hard as it can. That's it. So opposite arm. Now we're going to go into lengthening that opposite leg. If that's too challenging on your back or your abs, just stay with the bent leg one. Otherwise, this is our progression. Lengthening out. Still squeezing on that ball. Make sure you don't lose that tension. And now we're staying out, pulsing on the ball. Pulse, pulse, pulse. That's it. Squeeze the ball to your knee. Press in your hand. Now we're going to hold it in again and lift and lower that leg that's been lengthened. Lift and lower. Still squeezing on that ball if you can. Nearly there. And resting. Whew. All right, so now we're going to do the other side. So opposite arm and opposite knee are holding onto the ball, and the other side is going up and down. So adjusting tabletop, bent leg coming out to start off with. Squeezing that ball to your knee as hard as you can the whole time. Lengthening that arm overhead. Now we're going to lengthen the leg out if it feels okay. Still squeezing on the ball. Don't forget about that. That's important to help the core muscles stay engaged. Focusing on your breathing. If the lengthening going all the way down to the ground is quite challenging, just so you don't go as low. We're in our pulsing of the ball now. Pulse, pulse, pulse. And now lift and lower through that leg. You can limit the range if you need to. You don't have to go down as low if you feel it in your back. Try not to hold your breath on this. And relaxing there. Rock your knees side to side if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to put the ball at the base of our spine and top of our pelvis, and legs go up into tabletop. So this should be quite comfortable on our back. One leg in tabletop, one leg straight, and the straight leg's going up and down. You can have your hands on the ground for support if you find it's a little bit too wobbly with your hands off. So lengthening from the hip joint all the way down to your toes, squeeze the quad muscle, point your toes. And now we're changing sides, lift and lower. Trying to keep that other one in tabletop as best you can. Relaxing through those shoulders and just using your hands for support on the ground as you need. So less support means it's more challenging. Now we're into bicycle. So we go into like a tabletop position, lengthen the leg up to the ceiling and pull down, using those hamstrings to pull down. You can choose how big the circles are, and to make it more challenging, try with your hands up to the ceiling. Now it's a lot wobblier, so you can just start off with one hand up if you wish. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you might fall over like I did, but that's all right. So, and you'll find a spot that's comfortable, and we're going back in reverse. So it should be, like I said, it should be quite comfortable on the ball. So just adjust it as you need, and you'll know when it's in the right spot. So reverse bicycle, arms up if you want that added challenge, otherwise hands by your side. Focusing on our breathing as we do this as well, as usual. Now, we're going into froggy. So heels together, toes turned out, bend the knees towards you, pressing away. Bend, extend. The heels are glued together the whole time as they lengthen away. So the lower that you press out, the harder it's going to be. So you can choose your own adventure. That's it, pressing away. And resting there. Alright, so now we're going to have one foot on the floor, one leg up. And we're going to draw circles with that leg that's in the air. So with this, it's really important we're trying to keep the leg lengthened the whole time and as straight as possible. That's it. And we've gone opposite direction. That's it. So you don't have to draw the circles very big, just start small, engage in the belly, breathing. Your legs will be shaking, they'll feel like they're lead at this point. And resting, other side, so drawing those circles, find a range that suits you. Squeeze through the quad muscle, so the front of your legs all the way to your toes. Engaging our belly. And other direction now. That's it. Just make the circle smaller if you're finding that your knee is starting to bend a little bit more from that fatigue. We'd rather straight legs with smaller circles than big circles with bent legs for this one. And resting, good job. All right, we're going to take the ball out from underneath us and we're going to lay on our side with the ball between our ankles or just above the ankles. I like to rest my head on my hand and we're going to have our legs out straight now. From here, we're just going to lift and lower. I have my other hand out in front for support. I'm trying to lift through my legs and lower. That's it. Having a nice strong squeeze on the ball as well so it stays put. Lift and lower. If you need to, you can bend your legs a little bit, but over time we want to keep them straight. We're using those inner thighs to lift that bottom leg up. That's it. Nice strong squeeze on the ball still. Now from here, we're actually just going to pull the ball up with that top leg extending out. So I'm in my side position, but my top leg is externally rotated. See how my foot position's a little bit different. So it's laying on your side, you want the thigh to turn up a little bit and pushing it out. So depending on your hip mobility, you might not be able to get it up very far, and that's fine. Just working on rolling it up, slowly pushing it back out. Working on that control, keeping the ball from rolling off the legs and working on externally rotating from the hip joint. Alright, so from here you're going to take the ball out and we're going to do some inner thigh work. So top leg over in front and lift that bottom leg. So I like to hold on to that ankle so it doesn't move, and I can really focus on that bottom leg. If you wish, you can lay your head on the ball if you find that's more comfortable. Otherwise, stay in that same position, just lifting and lowering to start off with. That's it, trying to keep the leg as straight as possible. Now we're going to draw circles. So tiny little circles, these ones are a burner. That's it. Point the toes, squeeze the quad muscle, use those inner thighs. That's it. And now other direction. Just tiny little circles. Make sure the leg is off the ground as much as you can. Drawing little circles. They might feel like they're not circles to start off with, and that's okay. So now we're going to change sides. So we're going back to the lift and lowers with our ball between our feet to start off with. So just above the ankles, getting sorted, and lift and lower. Nice strong squeeze on the ball. Resting your head on your hand if it feels okay, but if you need to, you can lay your arm above your head and fully lay down on the side if you have any shoulder issues. Other hand is in front for support, and we're lifting. That's it. Now we're going to roll the ball up our leg, pushing down. So keeping tension along the ball through the foot, and we're externally rotating from the hip joint. So I'm showing you more of my inner thigh, and it's turned out as I come up and as I push it down as best I can. That's it. Alright, so now you're going to take the ball out from underneath you. So I'll just show you here, you can lay on your ball if you wish. Grab that top leg and keep it supported. And now we're going to lift and lower through that bottom leg, through that inner thigh area. So I squeeze my quad muscles, point my toes, so it's working all as one from the hip to the toe. We're lifting and lowering. See, it's still engaging our deep core muscles even though we're laying on our side. It's helping all those pelvic muscles. And now we're going into circles. So choose one direction to start off with. Remember, these are just small little circles as best you can. If you're struggling with the circles, just keep going with the lift and lowers to start off with. And now other direction. Focus on that breathing. These ones are challenging. You can watch my brain trying to work as I do these. And resting there. Alright, so we're going to grab the ball and we're going to put it underneath our feet. So we're sitting on our bums and we're going to do like L-sits or variations. So both feet are there, hands by our side, and we're going to try lift our body off like I just showed you and lower. So if you've never done this before, just practice lifting. Otherwise, if you've done it and you have that strength through your shoulders and abs, you're going to lift, pull back a little bit like I'm doing there. So I'm lifting up, but I'm pulling the ball towards me, slowly controlling back down each time. Pulling and lowering down. So lift, hold. You can watch my leg muscles shake as I do this one. It's challenging, but it's so good. That's it. Now we're going to hold it up there and resting. Good. Try hold it as long as you can each time. That's it. Try not to just lift up and plonk down. We're trying to control down. And now we're staying up as best we can. Go, 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 go. Push, push, push. Curling through the spine for this one. Keep the legs straight and resting there. Good job. We are all done. Bye.